The heavyweight strap, Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. Two gods collide, man. The rematch. What do you think about this one, man?
This is a match of cataclysmic proportions.
Clash of the Titans, man. Only one can walk away unless there's a DQ or a tie.
The baddest man in the world will be decided Saturday night, baby.
Let's go, man. How does the heavyweight championship just sneak in like this?
So much other shit going on, man.
Yeah, so many good fights, so many other title fights.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I really like both these fighters, man. Both of them are just so cool. They're so chill, you know? So either of them wins, I'm not going to be upset by any means.
Same.
But yeah, Stipe's got that trilogy settled with DC. Beat him a couple times to close that out. That's pretty much all he's done in the last few years.
Last 4 years.
Yeah, right? But it's badass, you know? Francis just KOs everybody. He's got Cain Velasquez, JDS, Rosenstrike. I think combined fight time of like a minute. Holy shit.
Yeah, man, this guy doesn't know that the second round even exists. He thinks it's just like one round, so that's why he's going so hard.
Swinging for the fences, man. He doesn't even have to try to swing for the fences, and it's like a car crash every time.
That's right. Ford Escort, baby.
Yeah.
So this is their second fight. It's like, how much has Francis improved? Has Stipe declined? I think that's the biggest thing going into this, is has Francis worked on the areas that he needs to improve in order to beat Stipe, because the last fight was pretty one-sided.
Yeah, I think they've both improved. It's just how close has Francis gotten to closing that gap?
Like, what areas has he improved in relevant areas, or like as far as like wrestling defense is a big area he really needs to show improvement in, because it doesn't matter how hard he can punch on his feet. If he's on his back, Stipe's above him. Like, Holland's like the only one to ever knock someone out from that position, and Stipe ain't gonna give him that amount of room that Holland had.
Well, hell no. Yeah, it's just a different scenario for sure with Francis on his back. I think his ego's in check, man. That first fight, his ego was through the roof. He's just got his shades on. He's like, he's going to try to run. I'm going to catch him.
Yes.
And you all know what happens when I connect. Like, I got this one in the bag. I don't even have to try. I just knock everybody out.
He definitely got humbled, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be huge coming into this one. All right, let's just jump into the technicals, man. What are you thinking about the striking?
All right, so here it is. Francis has the better chance of knocking someone out, but you don't need to knock someone out to win. Stipe is the more technical striker. He's piecing people up. He's not really looking, he's looking for the power shot. This dude's a heavyweight, 230 plus pounds, but he's not looking for that one shot, you know? He's looking to piece people up and have it accumulate, catch you with a few good hooks, and then, yeah, just finish you out that way. So I'm giving the edge to Stipe.
Ooh.
Yeah, Francis's power is scary, but I can't say he's the superior striker. That's not even mentioning Stipe's kicks and his creativity, which would push him even higher above Francis. That's just kind of the thing, man. Like, if it goes through the judges' scorecards and Francis never got that knockout and Stipe was the one piecing him up the whole fight, then that's what matters. That's what I'm looking at for the striking. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree that Stipe's the more technical striker. You know, he's not just throwing bombs, hoping for the knockout. I think Francis has improved a lot, but, you know, he has that edge in the first round over everybody by miles. That first round, you have to escape. Once you escape the first round, the threat starts to diminish a lot. So the second round, still scared, out of your mind, you know, 2 nuclear bombs in his back pocket, just waiting for it. And we've only seen Francis leave that first round just a couple times, and it doesn't pan out well for him for the most part. So as the fight goes on, I can see that striking fading, but I'm still going to go with Ngannou just because the power is so one-sided. Stipe still has that power, but man, that's a kill shot with Ngannou. He needs one, man.
Not comparable to Francis. He doesn't have that power.
No one does, really, man. Derek is a good second, but Ngannou, it's otherworldly, man.
He's a breed of his own, man.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I'm gonna go with Ngannou with the striking edge.
I don't hate that at all, man. I think you could go either way on that. Who do you got for wrestling?
This is a big experience factor kind of thing going on. Francis's takedown defense has gotten a lot better. I know it has. He's just so fresh in the sport. He has nowhere to go but up. And the fact that you're training with the Nigerian Nightmare, bro, Kamaru Usman, who else could you pick? You got your African brother, bro, helping you out. Like, that's the guy. So I think for sure there's going to be a huge step up, but Stipe's probably got better at wrestling. He's been fighting BC. You think he hasn't been ready for wrestling? So I got to go with Stipe with the edge. Experience factor. He's more crafty. He's more technical. Stipe with the wrestling edge.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I think we're going to see a lot of improvement from Francis, but the gap was so wide their first fight. Stipe took Francis down each round and he didn't get up. And I don't think... It's not like Stipe's this crippled old man. He's only had 3 fights in like the last 4 years. So, you know, his body hasn't gone through a ton of damage. He's 38 years old. Like, he could still improve aspects of his game too, you know, and prepare, because he knew this fight was coming since he beat Cormier over a year ago, right? So I'm sure he's been training for it. So I'm gonna give Stipe the edge with the wrestling.
All right, so moving into the jiu-jitsu, who you think's got the edge with the arm bars, the triangles, chokes, all that stuff?
All that jazz. I'm going to give it to Stipe, given that he's the better wrestler. He's going to be on top more when they're on the ground. He'll be in a more advantageous position to make something happen. I don't see it getting finished with a submission, but if Stipe sees an opening, he'll pounce on it. Yeah, it's pretty much just because I think he's going to be in the better position when they are on the ground to make something happen that I'm going to give him the edge.
Yeah, there's not a lot to say. I don't think either of these guys implement any sort of jiu-jitsu for the most part. Maybe to like for positioning, like you said, but they're not going for submissions 99% of the time. Yeah, so I look for Stipe to hold the positions he needs to. If he gets on his back, I don't like that at all. You got a 265, probably more than that, because I'm pretty sure Francis cuts weight on top of you. That's just not a good look.
Yeah, I don't think that would be submission, though. I think that would be finished by ground and pound, if that were to happen.
Right, and I already gave the edge to Stipe with the wrestling. I think it's the same story. He's got the experience. You get better as you get older, with jiu-jitsu and wrestling especially, so I'm going to give the edge to Stipe.
All right. Moving on to endurance. Who do you got?
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy, too. Their last fight, man.
Yeah,
pretty simple. Francis got to carry around more weight. His style is more conducive to fatigue. So I'm going to have to go with Stipe on this one.
Stipe is perfectly fine going 5 rounds. He showed it way back in his first fight with Francis and also his last fight with Daniel Cormier. You know, like after the second round, Francis starts to throw like he's underwater. Fatigue makes every man kneel, right?
Yep.
That's like his biggest weakness is fatigue. And I think that's still going to be a factor going into this Saturday night. So I'm going to give the edge to Stipe.
But, you know, I want to add something. I think Francis is going to be more patient in this fight, so that's going to help. But either way, I don't think it's enough. You got the experience, so Stipe for sure. All right, what are you thinking about the chin, man? Who's going to take the punch better?
Yeah, dude, I got to give this one to Francis. I worry about Stipe's chin, especially. I worry about everyone's chin when they're going against Francis.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Stipe's been wobbled. He got wobbled by Cormier a few times in their trilogy. He was hurt by Francis a little bit. I mean, he ate Francis's shots pretty well. He wasn't super wobbled where he couldn't react. That's where his experience really showed. He was able to just go in and get close whenever he was hurt from Francis's attack. But yeah, man, if anyone's getting knocked out, I think it's going to be Stipe. Let's just put it like that. So edge Francis. Who do you think's got the better chin?
Yeah, I'm in total agreement, man. Francis might have the best chin of all the heavyweights, and he hasn't been hit like really clean. Never been finished, never been knocked down or anything like that. If anything, it'd been from fatigue. And when he hit Stipe that first time really clean, Stipe landed I think 2 or 3 punches. This was at the end of the first round in their first fight. Stipe lands 2 or 3 clean shots, and Ngannou eats it and lands 1, and Stipe's like, all right, we're wrestling now. So that tells you the whole story, bro.
It really does.
Yeah. You look at the Rosenstrike fight as well. He takes one and dishes one, and
twice as hard.
You can't play that game, man. You can't get hit by this guy. So yeah, and Stipe's been finished before by knockout. So I'm gonna go with Ngannou with the chin as well.
Give me your final prediction, bro.
So Honestly, this is like a coin flip for me. I've gone back and forth. I'm like, okay, Ngannou's gonna knock him out quick. Okay, Stipe's gonna, you know, use that vet savvy stuff and just edge him out point wise. I think a big thing that's about this fight is simply the fact that they fought before, the psychology of it all. And I think Francis is gonna have a huge edge based on the fact that he's just been humbled. I think that's going to carry a lot of weight. I also think that he has a lot more to gain per se, because everybody already thinks Stipe's the GOAT. And when you're carrying that weight around, and I don't think he doesn't care at all. But either way, I think that's definitely an edge, a psychological edge. But then again, Stipe is considered the underdog. So there's a chip on his shoulder right back. I think the longer the fight goes, Stipe has the chance of winning greater. I think he's improved a lot. Not as much as Ngannou, but still a bunch. When you fight DC 3 times, bro, you learn something. Francis hasn't fought anybody like Stipe, except for Stipe, especially since his loss. Like, he hasn't fought anybody close, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with Stipe by decision, man. That's my boy. If you're watching this right now, go ahead and bet your entire life savings on Francis Ngannou, because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm 0 for 6 in main events. Let me just put that on full display. I run an MMA channel. All right, go ahead, Brent. Who do you think's gonna win this thing?
Still not as bad as Chael Sonnen. All right, so I see one of two things happening. Stipe is knocked out in the first or second round, or Stipe wins by decision, and it's very similar to their original fight where he takes him down and just holds him there. Curtis Blades' approach, the Khabib approach. That's the thing with you, man. I go back and like I can see it playing out either way so easily, man. Like, I'm gonna give it to Stipe with a decision as well. But I wouldn't. Don't bet any money on this, right?
We're fucked now. Every time we've picked the same, we've lost. So go ahead and bet the house.
Dude, but I could easily see Stipe getting knocked out by Francis in the first or second round. I would say if he makes it to the third round, he's gonna win, probably by decision. I don't see him putting Francis away. So I'm just gonna go Stipe by decision. That's what my gut's telling me. It's hard to bet against the guy who won in their last encounter and beat Daniel Cormier twice. That's the big thing, dude. Daniel is a freaking monster, and Stipe beat him twice. So
at heavyweight, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what's doing it for me, man. You can't bet against a guy who beat DC twice.
I don't know, man. It just don't feel right betting against them. But I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if he got knocked out. All right, guys, let us know who you think is going to win the fight in the comment section below. Please leave a like and subscribe.
Deuces.
Peace.